the Blizzard Cup 2012 Color Gold.
Song, all I see is like the third base of a Protoss trying to go up and just exploding.
Well, in this matchup, at least we don't have a Protoss player this time. To the right side of the map, well, actually to the left side, yeah, the right, it's the MVP Zerg player down a map already in this best of 5 of the Blizzard Cup 2012. It is
MVP DongRaeGu.
MVP DongRaeGu.
Going for that 9 Overlord, unlike his opponent, the top right. Likes to make his Overlord antenna do the extractor trick. Formerly ZenX, currently Startail. He is
Starting line.
I love that. Just the iconic drone cancel there right with his intro. He always does that opening.
Yeah. You know, in the last game, I actually wanted to talk a little bit about the ZvZ statistics for DRG in his recent history in the mirror matchup. And then Live decided that it was time to spice things up a little bit with the earlier pool. So just to give you a few numbers here, guys. DongRaeGu has played roughly 110 matches, televised matches in ZvZ. Most of them, of course, in Korea. And he has won 69% of them. It is his best matchup by far. And if you just look at his recent game history, we have him with a 2-0 victory over Lenog in Iron Squid. We have him also with a 2-1 win against Lenog in the Blizzard Cup. This was on Monday in Group A. And he has played a couple of other opponents in the mirror matchup as well. Just to name a few of them, he took down Lucky. He was able to also defeat Scarlet with a 2-1. Lost against Stefano, though. Hyun was one of the victims that he had in Pro League. So a very, very good statistic here for him. Occasionally losing a map or two, but overall, definitely the dominant player in the mirror matchup. But now, he finds himself one game behind his opponent.
Yeah, one game behind, but this is a best of 5. You know, we didn't really... You guys saw the map list earlier, but I just wanted to say that and refresh anyone's memory who thought maybe DRG is on the ropes here and he might just lose it all, but he's got a few more chances. This is a best of 5. Both players getting their gas around the same time. Obviously, the economy for DongRaeGu is going to be slightly affected by the fact that he has his hatchery up first, but his queen's out later. When you have these two builds go together like this, especially with the gas timings being the same, really neither player has an advantage at all.
You can really see that DRG was not too affected by Live's early pull in the first game. In the best of 5, mind games are very important, and also how you... It's not only about how you play the matchup, how you play the game, it's you play your opponent, you play the player as well. So if you are able to just scare him and let him to believe that you are going to be aggressive every single time, then your opponent might just adjust his builds a little bit, play safer, and have suddenly different timings. DongRaeGu, on the other hand, isn't affected here. He went for the same build, he started his pull late, went for the gas straight away and the hatch first. So definitely here, his usual style. He is the guy with the experience.
Yeah, for sure. Life has done well in... I love to talk about this with Life because he won 2 back-to-back tournaments. One with the most preparation required in the entire world, that's the GSL. Then went to an MLG where, you know, you don't really know who you're going to face. You see the bracket, but you don't know who's going to win. There's so many players you have to face. You have to go through so many rounds without preparation, without really good breaks. It's actually a tough tournament to prepare for, and he's never really had that much experience in tournaments like that, but was able to win that one too, and that just goes to show he's got so much potential, and he's got, even though he has 2 different skill sets he has to deal with, he can do it just fine.
Exactly.
I mean, he didn't even know who his opponent was going to be until he was able to get that spot yesterday, so he hasn't had that much time to prepare.
It's definitely true. I mean, only a few very frustrated and depressed people would argue that Life is not good. Life is actually very, very good.
Very true.
And he has the skill set, as you said, and now he decided to be a bit aggressive. He's going for 27 Harvesters, and instead of just droning, as DRG does, he's going for a lot of Zerglings here and wants to go for a bailing attack. So once again, Life being the aggressor in this game.
And DRG spots this, though.
Yeah, he sees
He's got the queen, and this is going to be totally fine for DRG. But the next wave of Lings might be something he's not ready for. Those Banelings are going to pop out just in time to protect the queens.
He needs a few Banelings. DRG doesn't have a single one, and those Lings are streaming in. He still has 14 left, and there's just nothing for DRG to defend. There's one stray Baneling at some point, but if he can dodge it, he might... he doesn't.
He doesn't dodge it, but he's got a few more Lings, and then naturally takes out the queen.
Takes out the queen, and is going to take out a couple of Harvesters.
Yeah, he's got to do enough damage to equalize the fact that he spent all this larva on Lings instead of drones, though, and it looks like he's already pretty much done it.
The harvester count for Life is slightly ahead. The tag is started at nearly the same time. DongRaeGu is just a few seconds ahead of his opponent here.
But losing that queen is really going to hurt his injects. He didn't make the third queen earlier. This is now his third queen that's about to pop out, so he's on one queen for a little while, missing some injects. Will be totally fine at defending here, but the tech slightly faster for DRG. I don't think we're going to see Mutalisk out of him, but this is actually a pretty good map for Mutalisk considering the third base is so far away.
Life is happy with the style that he played. We have him now once again with the Roach Warren first, and he's heading into the lair tech. Here you have a couple of interesting statistics as well. If he wins the first set, he never lost the series.
Not one time in 12 series. That's an insane stat.
There has to be a mistake. If that's actually only GSL games, this is crazy.
Man, it's the hardest tournament. He's done
We
that.
are talking about the GSL here.
Yeah. Oh, that was really close. If he had lost that group of links to that one Baneling, that could have been a disaster. That might have been the most valuable Baneling, the MVP.
The MVP. That's actually true. Life taking a slight lead here, which is of course also because of his production that he already had earlier. One link for Baneling link. That's
always a
you
good
never
trade.
want to go for.
Yeah, it's a good trade for the link, not for the Baneling.
Yeah.
Free Tumor gets pushed down here, and DRG is actually pushing out the faster Infestation Pit. That's what he wants to go for.
Yeah, DongRaeGu is not going into the Spire this time. We have him with the Infestation Pit, Life with the same, but you can see that both of them, oh, nice save here on the drone. Both of them are trying to go for the third base, and Life is a little bit faster than his opponent. But that was a pretty cool save by DRG, going straight into the extractor to save the drone, and then cancelling it and starting his own edge.
This ZvZ is actually just so close. You know, there's not a real big advantage for either player. Ooh, that could have changed things, but that Baneling gets a decent hit, 4 Lings.
Life is getting a little bit of a supply lead here. He's dodging those Banelings like a boss, and he needs to. This is the beauty and also the bane of ZvZ.
Yeah.
If you just don't pay attention for half a second, for just a millisecond, then suddenly you might lose your entire Baneling set and therefore the game. So you have to be so careful.
Life wants to take a fight here when his Ling count was better, but now DRG sends the rest of his Lings back. He wants to get some scouting information here.
Oh, backed into a corner.
Nice zoning by DRG, taking a very good trade against those Lings and leaving his hatchery totally unscathed.
That was well done. He left him without a choice here, and currently Life is just trading a few Zerglings, trying to bait them into, chasing them down and into the roaches. So at this point, both of them on the same supply, both of them on 3 bases. Life, as mentioned, a bit faster. Also going into Infestor, so a very similar game between them.
Life, I don't think has enough roaches at all here to make this hatch cancel work, though.
No, he won't be able
finished.
to force it. He's just trying to apply some pressure.
Yep, he's going to back up. He wants to drone behind this and force DRG to make actual units. Both players starting +2 at the exact same time. And there's the passage advance, finishing up right at the perfect time for the Infestors for Life, who will get his roaches actually surrounded. He stepped a little bit too far forward here.
He might lose them. There's the speed upgrade that he has now. That was, of course, something that he was lacking in the last battle or before the battle. He's losing all of the roaches. And you know, one of the things that we can already say is even without this fight, the problem that Life had throughout his entire group stage was that his opponents always got the better engagements. Sniper was able to win the best of 3 because he fought the better battles, and at the same time Violet dominated Life because he just chose a better position in each and every fight.
Yeah. I have to say, one thing that we've seen stylistically from Life in all of his ZvZs in the past 2 days is he loves to kill his opponent's overlords with Infested Terrans. He just killed another one. He really likes to limit his opponent's information, whereas DongRaeGu has not done this, leaving 2 overlords to spot both exits of the base, so he sees every single move that DongRaeGu goes for. And there is going to be actually an Overseer that comes in to scout now, but he might kill that with Infested Terrans as well. Macro Hatch going down for Life at this point.
Well, currently what we have is the speed nearly done for the roaches of Life. DRG, on the other hand, of course, already had that upgrade for quite some time.
He's had it a lot faster. That's part of what allowed him to take that fight earlier.
Yeah, exactly. The roaches earlier. Life just forgetting the upgrade for a second here. And now both of them just with the extra gas on the 3 bases. You can see that the supply is dead even. Also in upgrades, there's not a huge advantage, but Life is the first one who decides to go into the Hydralisk. And I love that he's also going into double Spore Crawler here to make sure that those Infestors of the DRG have no chance of hurrying into his base.
That's exactly right. Life going for more Overlord hunting here. You know, for a Zerg player, he sure hates Overlords. Takes out 2 of them instantaneously. It's actually temporarily supply blocks DongRaeGu. Now follows his example. He's like, I can kill your Overlords too. We'll make this a fair trade. Overlord for life will fall. DRG with a small run by here. Could assassinate the Queen. And he will actually get it.
Yep, the Queen is dead. And now the first Hydra is in the game for life, whereas DRG is just now getting his own Hydra then.
Yeah, this is actually...
Army supply is once again dead, even 98 against 97.
This is a war of micro, man, and you talked about earlier, life seems to falter in his micro just a little bit, but DRG's late game has looked weak in the recent past, so I wonder if he's fixed it.
I wouldn't say that life is struggling in the micro. It's rather a matter of position for him that he had against Sniper and against Violet. And that is definitely a big problem for him, a big concern. Also because, as you can see on screen now, a second ago, DRG has already the 4th base. So with the macro game that DRG is playing here, it's going to be very difficult for life to find an opening.
Yeah. Very difficult indeed. 11, 12 Hydras coming out for life. Will have the faster Hydra's range. Another kill on an Overseer, this time by DRG. And the gas mining has begun for DRG at the space. That's all he really wants from this hatch. Minerals, he's okay about that. Wants the money.
This puts pressure onto Life.
Yeah.
Life has to do something. He knows what's going on here, and he knows that if he waits too long, he will not be able to make this happen. But a good position for DRG at the Xel'Naga Watchtower on the high ground. Can just wait for his opponent to trying to approach.
He keeps going for these run-bys, and they're working out for him.
Yep.
He's going to be able to kill several drones here. There are some Hydras to defend. The Hydras count severely in Life's favor, but he's fighting on the side of this little coral structure.
Yeah, the same is true for DRG though, and DRG lost the game on this particular map, where he did not really play too well. I feel since then a lot has changed. But suddenly we have Roaches in the main base of Life. DRG is doing a really good job at sending those small task force over to his opponent's 3rd and main base.
Life needs to react, but he does not react in time. He loses a big group of units here.
Well done by DRG, really well done. And now look at his Bank Wolf. This guy has a plus of 800 gas and also 1,800 minerals. A great position for him. 4 bases, Life struggling to get his own 4th. He is starting to fall behind in this game.
Yeah, he really is. He's getting this 4th now, but he's not going to be able to hold it. DRG is not going to let him have it. He's got the better position. He can easily go over there and deny it. He just sends a few Roaches instead, though, knowing that Life may actually send his whole army across, but he does not. He only sends 4 Roaches, but the hatch had to be canceled, so it's win-win for DRG. You send your big army over there, I'm going to attack you at your natural. You leave it, your hatch is going to die to my Roaches. DRG really just testing Life here, the Nidus network.
We have the Hive tech also for DongRaeGu, so he is really trying to make the extra bank that he has work. But the Nidus for Life, this is something that he has shown through the entire series in the last 2 weeks as well. It's just like this one thing that could actually win him the game. The question is, where is his Overlord? He has one at the main base, and if he is able to get into the main base, that could actually take down DRG's tech.
Oh wow, I can't believe that Overlord has gone undetected. That Overseer just hovers right where it needs to be. A ton of Spine Crawlers going down for Life because he knows he's going to need those, but he should also leave some investors behind him. The Changeling sees the Nidus, but he goes to check for the Nidus a little bit too late. With the Queen there, I think he should be able to stop it.
How on earth did he see that?
He actually sent a drone over right before it was started because he saw the Nidus with the Changeling, and then he was like, oh, I got to make sure I check this one spot. I'm a little bit vulnerable. That was crazy close.
Ouch. That was so smart,
If he had stopped that Changeling, this would have been very different.
The Changeling sees the Nidus to the right side, and then he immediately realizes that the only place where a Nidus would make sense is in the main base and sends the drone over.
DRG going into Spire. He wants to get that Greater Spire up eventually. Life doesn't want to give him time for that, but DRG, I think he may have the better army composition here. It's all going to come down to Fungals, and so far they're really good for Life. He's actually going to get a group of Infestors here.
Well done, losing the Infestor on his own. Life against DRG. Here we go. A huge bank for both of these players. Gas is better for DRG. Life using a lot of Infestor Terrans. DongRaeGu can't really back off here. His army is in a little bit at a weird spot, and the angle is much better for Life, and he's making it work.
Yeah, Life is ripping through this army, and actually DRG now has to retreat up the ramp. This may be Life's opportunity to finally equalize the bases and go into the 4th, but it looks like he actually wants to push it all the way home. He's going through these Spine Crawlers now. A few more Infested Terrans coming down.
He has the Momentum Wolf, and he's using a Nidus network now. He's once again building Nidus here. DRG is trying to go into Spy and +3 attack upgrade, but the problem is that he is dropping down in supply, and he is dropping down fast. The army supply is 40 supply ahead for Life.
Using that momentum with the Nidus network forward here, he actually tried to snipe it with some Hydras, but he was unsuccessful, and Life is going to push through here and may take a quick 2-0.
I actually think he will. DRG was so far ahead, but the engagement was way better for Life, and now he's pushing his way into the third, into the natural. He dominated DRG in the last battle, and there it is.
GG.
Oh my god. Oh
Life,
my god.
What a cheery guy.
Ah, DRG must be devastated. That should not have happened.
DRG
Look
looks
at him.
speechless, man.
He can't believe it. He's like, how did that happen? I was so far ahead in the game. I had a 4th place. He was on 3. I had a bank. He didn't. I went into my tech. Look at his face. He can't believe what just hit him.
You know, Violet is a former teammate. Really knows him well, and is just going in there to talk to him a little bit. Violet actually will play a little bit later on, but he's in high spirits today too. So it's always good to have, you know, a player who's in a good mood coming in and talking to you in the booth when you're down at 2-0 and a best of 5.
And that was really disappointing for DongRaeGu. I mean, the first game, okay, that was a game where Live really played better, made the better decisions and outsmarted DRG a little bit. Then in the second game, it was more about both players heading into the same direction, going for the same strategy, but DRG just playing it a little bit better, having small run-bys into the third base and then the main base.
Denying the 4th repeatedly.
Exactly. Getting his own 4th up, having a huge bank, even going into the lair tech because he realized, sorry, hive tech, because he realized, hey, I'm so far ahead of you, I have a bank with nearly 2,000 gas, I have the minerals as well, I can go into 3-3 upgrades, and I will still have more to reinforce if I lose a battle. But then Life gets such a great position in the last fight that he can completely use the momentum and push into DRG so that the reinforcements don't even matter.
The Nidus, man, that was so key.
That as well. That was a good move for DRG.
That was how he could, you know, when he had that forward Nidus, so when that final push ended the game, without that, DRG might have been able to stabilize because he didn't go for the 4th hatch, but with that, he was like, I'm ending the game right here, right now.
DRG must have felt so awesome when he saw that Nidus. He sees it with the Baneling and is like, where could you place this Nidus? And I was like, oh wow, in my main base, actually I don't see this corner. Sends the drone over and then kills the Nidus network. He must have been in high spirits after that. He must have looked at it as like, alright, I got you.
That was close.
That was your trick, and I have the game here. But then the positioning, the micro in the last fight, so much better for Life.
He got so many of those infestors fungled so they couldn't really move or use their spells.
And it was the opposite from what we've seen yesterday from Life, you know?
Well, we are going to have a quick 5-minute break before we go into game number 3 on Daybreak, so stay tuned.